Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been a minute since I've done an update. I think when we last left our adventures here, I was struggling to find a way to get this off that Magnum engine. And I don't think some people in my comments quite understood what I was talking about, but as you can clearly see, you can get two of the things on, but the third one you just can't get in there. It's too fat. What I think I'm gonna do, since Spall Block Mopar V8s is about the only thing I really work on, I'm just gonna grind that down so it works. And then I'll have a tool that will do it for me next time. So it makes no sense why that doesn't work when that's supposed to be the correct tool. I channeled my inner Duddy, and I figured out the sketchiest way of doing this. And it didn't hurt the thing, so it all worked out good. But even to get two of these things on here, you kind of gotta struggle to do that even. You gotta get it lined up just so, and twist it at the right angle. Yeah, see, I can't even do it with one hand. We'll get that later. Like I said, I don't remember in my last video if this had been built or was about to be built. And we are finally moved in. I am waiting on getting electric. I should have that within the next week. Next week to next month, I'm waiting on the ground to dry out because I gotta trench it out here in my... And of course, we can't go to the closest corner of the house because getting a 100 amp wire wiggled through the house to the other side where the service is would be more work and probably more costly than the trench around the yard and come down to here. And the reason why we have to go so far out is someday I might put an addition onto the back of the house, so I don't want that wire in the way in case I ever do that. But my electrician was already out on a job digging this week, I guess, trenching. And he says it was, where he was, it was wet below 6 inches where he needs to get down to, or not, he needs to get down to like 30 inches or something like that. I don't remember what he said. But it was wet down there and it was hard digging for his equipment. Well, I'm all gravel under here. I was gonna say you should just come out here and give it a test, but you know, I don't think he wants to get all the equipment out here and it's not. But I'm almost positive it's probably dry under there because I have gravel and not very good drainage out here. So in the meantime, while I am waiting to get electricity and lights and everything else out here, hopefully this video is bright enough. It looks dark as hell sometimes on my phone here. So in the meantime, I'm working on the clapped out Ramcharger, getting it road worthy finally. I have brakes on order. There should be, I think part of them will be here this afternoon and the other part tomorrow morning. So I got that going on. I'm trying to figure out, I need to buy new tires for this, but I'm trying to decide which wheels I want to go with. I'm gonna go with one of these two sets. This is what came on the truck, and I do like the big beefier design. These are 33s by 12s, I think. And those are, I don't really know how to measure wheels, if you're supposed to go from the bead or the outer lip, but they're either a 10 or a 10 and a half, or even 11. Like I said, I don't know how deep those are. And these are around an 8-inch deep. And there's, and backspacing really don't matter too much. I think there's only like a half an inch difference between that one and that one, even though it looks like it's a heck of a lot more. These are also 33s, but these are 33s by 11 and a halves. What? That doesn't seem right. What? These are 12-15, so that should be a, unless I'm wrong, that should be a a 12-inch wide tire, but man, it looks so much thicker than this one. But either way, at first I gotta decide which wheels I'm gonna go with here. This would probably be nicer since this is mainly gonna be a driver. But this size tire looks more badass. I don't know. In the comments, put your opinions down below, because I'm having a hard time deciding which wheel I'm going to clean up and paint here. In reality, these white ones that came on it are actually in better shape. They're not as rusty as these other ones. Now the reason why I just can't, this other set of tires came with that parts Ramcharger I have out there. The parts Ramcharger that's really going to become the main Ramcharger because that's got the nicer body and frame to it. These tires by themselves aren't really too bad. There's got some cracking going on in the tread here. And if I remember my tires correctly, cracking in the tread isn't as bad if you have cracking out here on the sidewall. And there's a lot of meat on there. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm going to get new tires on these. Well, I have to, because this isn't even a complete set. This tire is a completely different tire. This is a BF Goodrich, which I wish they were all BF Goodriches. But this is like a 32 for whatever reason. I do got the 42 in here, and I have most of the pieces back for it. Or a good start anyways. I still got to bring a bunch of it home yet. But this truck is going back together. And I haven't really decided if I'm keeping it or getting rid of it. Like I said, after owning it for 10 years and not really having a place to work on, I've kind of lost interest in it. With what rust-free vehicles are going for these days, I can damn near get double back what I originally paid for this. So what I'm kind of tentatively thinking right now is I'm going to put it back together, put it up for sale, seeing if I can make any money on it, because I could use that. There's a lot of things I have going on that I could use that kind of money for. I've been looking at sawmills. That kind of money would go a long ways of speeding along the process of getting the good Ramcharger project going. There's a lot of things I could do with that money right now. There's the good Ramcharger, or the parts Ramcharger, or whatever you want to call it, right out there. Well, like I said, that's just a Roman chassis right now. And I have yet to bring home all the pieces for that yet either. I got some here. But anyways, back, I'm getting off on a tangent here. We'll get this back together, see if we can sell it. And that will free up this room for the parts Ramcharger to go right here so I can work on it when I have time. Then, if I don't end up selling it, I think I'll probably keep my storage building that I'm renting and just go stick this over in storage until I'm ready to actually do something with this. I had a shit ton of parts for this at one time, and I was just collecting cheap parts as I saw them, and like I said, some of that was left over from my A-body days. I just needed the space real bad, and I ended up selling that stuff, and now I kind of wish I wouldn't have, because even though I made money when I sold them, that stuff is like 2-3 times the price now that what it was when I made money on that stuff. So, and to kind of recap the history of this truck, I was going to make this into a 4x4. I had plans of putting it on different Dakota chassis and stuff at one time or another. And then now that I actually have real 4x4 trucks, it's like, I don't need that many 4x4 trucks. So if I do keep this is going to go back to being a hot rod again. This is that 5.9 Magnum that will go in to here because this has a 2-barrel 318. That's a dog. I'm gonna boost the power a little bit. I'm just gonna do a basic rebuild on this, make this a carbureted motor, and send it on down the road. And this thing is looking pretty good on the inside. I'm just gonna be a little cleanup involved, but for the most part, I should be able to just slap this motor back to clean it up, put it back together, give it a paint job so it looks halfway decent. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get an intake to make this a carb. One thing I don't know yet, the cam looks halfway decent, along with the lifters here. But I am kind of toying with the idea, you know, I'm into it this far, maybe slapping a slightly hotter cam in it. But, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see where I go with it. And this really isn't even a top priority for me to get done, because that 318 will run and drive just fine. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about it, it's kind of a dog. But who knows, if I happen to across a 318 intake, because trying to get an intake for an LA 318 is pretty simple. I just haven't seen any for sale yet, but I haven't been to any swap meets yet too. I bet, and usually 318 stuff you don't really see too much for sale like a marketplace by me, just because it's so common. But you go to like a swap meet and people have tons of it, so you know, if I come across a halfway decent deal, I might just do that swap intakes on this, make this a 4-barrel. That will kind of wake this engine up a little bit, and maybe I'll just go with that, and I'll save that engine for a different project down the road. Who knows? But ultimately, if I do keep this truck is getting the good LA 360 here. You know, this is a nice solid 400 horse motor. I've always said it was 450 because I took a couple different recipes to build a 400, and I kind of built them past that. And I knew a couple guys that supposedly had 500 horsepower engines, and this thing would walk all over them. So that's why I just started saying this was 450. So we're getting to the 20-minute mark here of this video. I think even with a little bit of editing, this is going to be too long of a video. So I'll let you go. I just wanted to do a quick update because it's been a while since I've done one. Hopefully, when I get around to doing the next update, we'll have power in here, and I'll be a lot farther along on some of these projects. I like to get this put back together, get the other Ramcharger chassis and frame in here, start working on that, start doing some body work, and getting to town on it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Oh yeah, I can't remember if I said, in the comments down below, what do you like better? Do you like the thinner 33s? Or do you like the wider 33s? Tell me down in the comments below. I need help deciding. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.